and welcome back to our channel Trailhead Ranger NG. We are doing this series for preparation of OmniStudio Developer Certification, and today we will be focusing on this module, that is OmniStudio DataRaptors. So let's get started with this. So in OmniStudio DataRaptors, we have already studied about DataRaptors, the basics of it, that how many types of DataRaptors are there, in which layer it is present of OmniStudio, and what functionality does it actually perform. So we will read more about it and how this work, how its designer look like, and how it read, transform, and write Salesforce data. So let's get started with its first unit, that is discovered data raptor types. So we have already know that data raptors are of four types, and it is present in service management layer of OmniStudio along with integration procedures, and it performs the functionality of getting data from Salesforce, or we can manipulate the data in the Salesforce, or we can save data. Like if we want to create a new record of any object, we use data raptor, or if we want to update an existing record, then also we use DataRaptor. And even the Apex class does the same thing, but we prefer DataRaptors more, as we are focusing more on drag and drop or configurational uh, components rather than which are more code based. And also DataRaptors takes less time to create, and they are easy to maintain. So as we discussed earlier, that they are of four types. First is turbo extract, which fetch data from one Salesforce object, and then there is DataRaptor extract, which gets the data from one or more than one or related Salesforce object. Then DataRaptor load, we can update or create new data into Salesforce, or you can say that we can write data into Salesforce using DataRaptor load. And then DataRaptor transform, using which we can manipulate any data inside or outside Salesforce, such as if we have any functionality to transform any data in other third party services, any using API or anything, then we can use data after transform. So these are just they are giving more details about it, that we are writing data from JSON to XML input, and even in load we do have functionality that we can create a contact using a formula for an existing account as well. And in data raptor transform, we can convert the JSON input to XML output, and we can reverse that as well. So let's come to the quiz. First question is, why do we recommend using data raptors as a best practice? So first option is they take less time to create than Apex classes. Yes. Second is they are easier to maintain. Yes. C, they are safer to install. No. So first and second option are correct. Now let's move on to the next question, that is, which data raptor types should you use to populate a PDF with data? So correct answer is data raptor transform, as we are not using any data raptor to populate or anything in Salesforce, but it is a third party, so we should use data raptor transform. Let's check. So it is correct, and we are completed with this unit. Let's move on to the next unit. Next unit is explore data raptor features. Now we will be digging deep into data raptor designer. So we can access data raptor designer in by typing in OmniStudio DataRaptors in the app launcher directly, or you can open the OmniStudio app, and there you can find OmniStudio DataRaptors tab as well. So we will be having multiple tabs. First we will be focusing on data raptor extract type. If we are using a data raptor extract type, then what other tabs will be there in that data raptor designer? So we will be having extract tab. So as name suggests, in extract tab, we will be providing values so that it can extract data from salesforce. Second is formulas tab. In case we require anything to concatenate or to generate a formula or anything, then we can use formulas tab. Third is output tab. In output tab we can map the fields. Suppose we are fetching name, contact and phone from account, and then we want to map it to our field or in JSON, uh, to account name, account email, like this, any other fields, then we can map that into output tab. I'll show you in the screen. And then in options tab we will have options to select things. I'll show you that as well. And then in preview tab we can give the input parameters to check how the output is looking like. So in extract tab you can see we have selected the object as account, and then we can provide the filter as well, that on what basis we want to fetch the record or record details. So that's that. Then in formula tab we can provide the formulas to concatenate string, to fetch the date, time, such things. So here we are concatenating a link with the current weather icon. Then third is output, in which we are mapping data from extract step JSON to the output JSON. That is whatever field we are getting from extract tab, that is first tab, we can map it to the other fields in our JSON in the output JSON path. So whatever ID we have fetched from account in extract tab, that is account colon ID, we can map it to account ID in output JSON path. And then in options tab we will have some advanced permissions, such as we can check if the user's access permission we want to give for the fields before executing the data raptor. We can set the platform cache to session cache. So such things we can do that here. And then in preview tab we can provide the input parameters such as account ID, based on which it will be running, and then we can check if the output is coming correctly or not. So for the function tab, let's get more deep into it, what kind of functions we can perform and how it is helping us. So we can manipulate data about date and time, we can string text together, that is concatenate, and we can determine the result based on logic, and we can perform mathematical operations as well. So for numerical we can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and then power and round of any figure. Aggregate functions we can perform, such as getting the maximum and minimum value of any field. We can perform logical operations as well, we can concatenate the strings, we can have the date and time, we can perform functions such as if we want to get the today's date or now's time. So yeah, let's come to the quiz. First question is, which of the following tabs are in the data raptor designer? First option is string tab, no. Second is extract tab, yes. Third option is output tab, yes. So B and C are the correct options. Second question is, true or false, you can use a data raptor function to string text together. Yes, we can do that using concat function. So let's check. So yes, we are done with this quiz. Let's move on to the next unit, which is build a data raptor turbo extract and data raptor load. So we will be talking more about a designer of data raptor turbo extract and data raptor load, their functionality, how we are putting values in their designer to get the data and to save the data in case of data raptor load. So in case of turbo extract, as we are already aware, in extract tab we can provide the object name first, and then on what basis we want to fetch the data, that is id, if it is equals to account id. Account id will be our another field on the source object, or it can be an input parameter as well. And if we want to get related objects, then we can provide value in this related objects as well. Currently we are not doing that. And then based on if our input parameter, that is account id, matched with any account id, then what fields we want to extract, we can select those fields. And we can get it from yeah from we can type it in this search field input box. And then in preview tab we can provide the input parameter, and in output json path we can check if the results are coming all right or not. And in case of, if we talk about data raptor load, in which we are saving the data or transforming the data in salesforce, then we do have three tabs, that is objects tab, fields tab, and preview tab. So as their name suggests, in objects tab we are talking about in which object we want to save the data. Fields tab, what field we are modifying. And in preview tab we are previewing the output. So first we are talking about objects tab, we are specifying the object which we want to update. Then in fields we are selecting the fields which we want to update, and using which field we are updating. So in input json path we will be selecting fields which will be coming from our earlier steps or anything which will be containing values, and to which field it should be updating, that is on account it should be updated to id, name field, phone field, and website field. And then input json path it will be showing us the data. And in preview tab we can check the output of the data raptor by providing the input parameter in way of input json path. Now there's a question that in data raptor load, how do we decide if we want to create new data or if we are updating the existing data? So for that there is a field on fields tab of data raptor load, that is upsert key or is required for upsert field. So if I scroll up, in this fields tab you can see that we have selected the field. So if any field you want to make it upsert, you need to click on this edit icon for that particular field, and then you can see this user interface. And you will be seeing this fields upsert key and is required for upsert checkbox. And if we are selecting upsert key, then we are specifying that we need it to match a unique record in salesforce. And second is that if we are checking is required for upsert, then we are specifying that there must be data present when we are running this data raptor. So is required for upsert will check this, that this input json path should not be empty in any case. And upsert key is checking if in salesforce with this field or this field is having data or not. So let me repeat it that because this is important and a bit confusing as well. So for upsert key we are checking in our salesforce that if this value is already existing in this field, or if this field is already existing with our providing input parameter or not. If yes, then we can modifying that data, update that data. Or if not, then we can create a new record. And in case of is required for upsert checkbox, if we are checking that, then we are checking that this particular field which we are selecting for this checkbox, it should not be null, it should not be empty when we are running this data raptor. So that is very important. Now let's move on to the quiz. First question is, you are creating a data raptor turbo extract in data raptor designer. Where do you specify the salesforce object from which to extract data? So first option is the correct one, extract tab. Second question is, what setting prevents a data raptor load from creating duplicate records in Salesforce? So upsert key, as we just discussed now, it should be the correct answer. Second will not be correct because it will check if this value is null while we are running the data raptor or not. Context id is different. Context id is like input parameter, but it will come in the case of omniscript. And D is primary key, which will also come in the case of omniscript while we have type ahead block element. So first option should be the correct answer. Let's check the quiz. So yes, we are done with this module. I hope you understand what I try to make you understand, and if you have any doubt, please comment, drop the comment in the comment section. And if you like the video, like it. And in our next video in this series, we will be focusing on OmniStudio integration procedures. Thank you, stay tuned.